Hello everyone. During this lesson, we will learn what decorators are, how to create them, and how to work with them in the Python language. Before we delve into learning about decorators, let's implement a small function together that will take one parameter. This parameter will be the URL address of a website. Then, we will create functionality for our program to open this site in your default browser. To achieve this, we will need to use a built-in module called Web Browser. So, in the first line, we imported this module. Next, let's create a function named OpenURL, which will accept only one parameter, the URL address of the page we want to open. In this function, all we will do is refer to this module, and within this module, there is a function called open. We will pass a specific web address to this function, and that's it. Now, to test this program, we need to call this function and place the address of some page inside it. I want to open a site for streaming movies and TV shows, like Netflix. If I run the program now, we will see that the Netflix site has opened in my browser. In the same way, you can open any websites using this module. Now let's implement the concept of decorators. With decorators, we can execute some code before and after the execution of a specific function. First, let's create a simple decorator that will display information before and after the execution of this code. To create a decorator, we first need to create a nested function. Let's name our function validator. In it, we will later check the URL address, and if it is correct, we will open the page. If not, we will display an error to the user. Here's how it works. When we create a decorator, we always name our initial function as we wish. Here, we always need to accept one parameter, usually named func. Inside the function, we create another function, usually named wrapper. Here, let's simply specify some text. Let's write the message "this is text" before the function here. Next, we'll pass the function that was passed as a parameter. We'll also output text after the function and write a message to the user like "this is text" after the function. In the end, from the main function validator, we need to return the function wrapper. However, do not add parentheses at the end. Now I need to specify that we will decorate our function OpenURL with the decorator I wrote just above. To do this, I need to use that symbol and then simply specify the name of the decorator, which in my case is called validator. Now, if I run the program, everything will be handled correctly, but in addition, we'll see the text before executing the function and text after executing the function in the terminal. Why do we need this, you might ask? We might need this to perform checks before executing the actual function. Let's first remove these lines, and suppose here I want to write a validation for the correctness of the URL address. Accordingly, this validation will be in the following format. Here, I want to check if there is a dot in our URL string. If a dot exists, then I will assume that the user has provided a valid website address. But if a dot does not exist, then we will notify the user that they entered an incorrect URL address. Now, let's remove the dot from our address and try to run the program. We will notice that our validation passed, but the website opening function was not executed. However, if we add the dot back, this page will open in our default browser. Thus, with decorators, you can add additional functionality to a function that may execute before or after your function. It's convenient because I can add as many functions as I want, and I don't need to add such checks to all of them. I just add the decorator to all these functions, and this validation will be used in all of them. It's quite convenient as it significantly reduces the amount of code. And in a similar manner, you can create even 10 such decorators, each of which will perform its own functionality. If you need to add this functionality for execution in a certain function, just add another decorator here, and it will be processed absolutely correctly. Such decorators are very often used in the development of various websites, as well as when working with frameworks like Django or Kivy, which allow us to develop Android applications. In general, such decorators are widely used in various libraries. Of course, you can write them yourself, but in the future, you will often encounter them, so you should know and understand how they work. Well, our lesson is coming to an end. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. And if so, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new lessons. Thank you all for watching. See you soon. Goodbye.